Imagine waking up every morning knowing that your work isn't defined by a degree or a corner office job, but by your own initiative, hustle, and the global possibilities delivered directly to your fingertips. That's the reality for thousands of people who've discovered the world of online flipping, buying items at a low price and selling them for a profit. For me, this journey began with curiosity and necessity, and over several years, it transformed into a six-figure income stream, without a diploma or fancy resume to my name. It started out simply enough. Browsing through local classifieds and online marketplaces, I started to notice patterns. People getting rid of things in haste, unaware of their true value. Others searching desperately for the very items another person wanted out of their garage. There was a gap, and I realized I could fill it. Armed with nothing but determination, a smartphone, and an adventurous mindset, I made my very first flip, an old video game console, picked up for $30 at a yard sale, and sold online for $120. That spark set off a journey that evolved from side hustle to a full-time, thriving business. Flipping online is, at its core, a simple game of arbitrage. Buy low, sell high. But beneath that simplicity lies a world of knowledge, skills, and insights. To succeed, I learned to master the art of sourcing, negotiation, and marketing, while keeping my finger on the pulse of ever-evolving trends. Thrift stores, estate sales, garage sales, auction sites, and online marketplaces like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and OfferUp became my hunting grounds. The greatest lesson I learned early on is to specialize, at least in the beginning. With countless categories of items available, electronics, collectibles, sneakers, furniture, vintage clothing, and more, I found it was essential to focus on what I could learn quickly and buy confidently. For me, electronics and video games were a natural fit, based on my interests. I immersed myself in the market. I followed online forums, joined social media groups dedicated to collectors, and studied completed sales on platforms like eBay to familiarize myself with trending prices, what to look for, and how to spot red flags. The process wasn't without setbacks. Not every flip is a home run. I once invested $200 in what I thought was a rare amplifier, only to discover it had hidden water damage and was unsellable. Those losses, though, were the tuition I paid for my real-world education. Every mistake made me a sharper, smarter flipper. A key to long-term success was establishing a disciplined workflow. The best flips aren't random. Consistency, organization, and data tracking are crucial. I set up alerts on my favorite marketplaces, using keywords and filters to catch underpriced items as soon as they were listed. I maintained spreadsheets to track expenses, profits, and inventory, giving me a clear picture of cash flow and areas where I could improve. Photography became another superpower. The difference between a quick flip and something that languishes unsold often boils down to presentation. Bright, clear photos, simple backgrounds, and honest descriptions built trust with buyers and made my items stand out. Over time, repeat customers and positive reviews became my calling card, setting me apart from less scrupulous sellers. One of the most rewarding aspects of flipping was the creativity required to solve problems. Not every item is in perfect condition. Sometimes an out-of-date iPod just needs a battery replacement, and a worn-out gaming controller needs a new joystick. I taught myself basic repairs and cleaning techniques through YouTube and online tutorials, adding substantial value to items others dismissed as junk. Each skill I learned expanded my opportunity. Where others saw broken gadgets, I saw potential profit. As my confidence grew, so did my inventory and ambition. I branched out into new categories: high-end sneakers, vintage apparel, and even mid-century furniture. Staying sharp required constant learning, adapting to seasonal trends and consumer interests. Halloween costumes peaked in autumn, skis and snowboards in winter, retro t-shirts in summer. I followed market data, adjusting my buying and posting schedules to match demand. Scaling up brought new challenges and opportunities. For larger items or bulk buys, I negotiated with motivated sellers, using cash in hand and a friendly attitude to secure better deals. Estate cleanouts, going out of business sales, and storage unit auctions became treasure hunts, often yielding high-value items at pennies on the dollar. I reinvested profits into tools and supplies that made my workflow more efficient, from industrial shelving for inventory to a label printer and digital scale for streamlined shipping. Shipping, especially on platforms like eBay, became routine. I invested time in learning the ins and outs of packaging, postage rates, and insurance, ensuring my buyers received their purchases quickly and safely. Mistakes like underestimating shipping costs or using insufficient padding were expensive but invaluable lessons. Most importantly, I learned the value of persistence and a positive mindset. The online marketplace is unpredictable. Some weeks my phone buzzed constantly with offers and sales, while other times the market seemed to slow to a crawl. But I stayed vigilant, confident that preparation and consistency would pay off. Mixing high-volume, low-margin items with occasional home-run flips helped keep cash flowing and spirits high. Within a few years, I had scaled to $200,000 in gross sales, with healthy profit margins. I connected with an ever-growing network of buyers and fellow resellers, sharing tips, celebrating wins, and swapping stories of once-in-a-lifetime finds. This journey empowered me with a sense of freedom and accomplishment that no traditional job or degree could match. In hindsight, the formula for my success was no mystery: an eye for value, a willingness to work hard, and the determination to never stop learning. Online flipping isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a craft, honed over countless hours and transactions. It demands self-motivation, resilience, and a genuine desire to help people get what they want, whether that's a retro gaming console, a piece of history, or simply a great deal. In a world where credentials are often gatekeepers to opportunity, flipping proves that hustle, resourcefulness, and grit can open doors to financial independence. If you're willing to put in the work, keep your mind open, and view every mistake as a lesson, there's no limit to what you can achieve. My story is just one of thousands, and every day, more people are discovering their own path to freedom, one flip at a time.